continue to keep his team fully focused,
Gotta get that good
mentally
companionship
reset.
right there, you know?
That's a fact. That's the biggest thing. Those two teams, truly, those two players, so similar. IGLs, also top fraggers for the team. They're managed to do it all. But they are those teams live and die by those two players. Imperial Hal, IGL, this team, such an emotional leader. And again, I talked about it a bit yesterday, but he has matured so much as a leader. I mean, you remember the days of him screaming at his teammates back a year and a half ago, but now his ability to hit reset, his ability to stay composed, stay calm, I think you're right. You know, so we could certainly take
You can imagine Snipe down out in the crowd. Yeah, I remember.
Yes, Snipe definitely knows about those days.
But it's great to see how far they've come now. TSM now playing off of the high ground. They have the Caustic Traps, but there's another team that manages to ping them with attack from Valk.
Yep.
There's another team around in Harvester, too.
That's right. By the way, I call him Michael Jordan of Apex. And he's got 23 points right now. I'm just saying that's an omen. That's a sign. Hal, CEO, we'll see what he can do. Meanwhile, Duplex said, hey, there's a new CEO, there's a new chairman in town. It's King Dupe on the streets. We'll see if Optic Gaming can take the title of best team in North American Apex history from TSM.
Man, that's a little too hard. I know Dupe was feeling excited about that. Say, hey, you guys hear that? I saw in the chat when they were having that friendly banter. He's like, I'm the CEO now. I'm like, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
And by the way, I did a little video, a little wild video, but the in-game chat goes crazy. Let me tell you, the pro players in the pre-game lobby, custom lobby chat is a little wild. As we're on board now with Bryn. Bryn, one of the top individual players in Europe. I talk about him often because he deserves it. Burst onto the scene way back in mid-online tournaments, proved his ability with that disgusting play, and that's why. Look at the damage coming through. Doesn't get the knock, but Bryn going to level up that Evo shield, 23 points away for him.
That was actually insane right there, too. You saw that they've been holding onto this truck for the longest time. They could afford it. Even if a Nox grenade even comes into that truck, the pylon would immediately eat it up. A lot of these players now trying to rotate away from Lava Siphon. That top platform that shows the high ground could give you a nice little overlook of where the teams are situated over by tree, but with a lot of these teams running the Watson, running the Caustic, you're not going to be able to call out any other squads that are in the middle of those late rotations without a redeploy coming in.
That's right. Slower game here, game 3. Obviously, this is the last World Judge opportunity. Keep in mind, this is the last group stage matchup, so it's starting to feel a little bit more like the match point finals, right? You got 18 squads left already as we're going in to our third or fourth ring. That goes to show how serious these teams are absolutely taking this and how everything matters. Every point, every life matters here as things are slowing down in this late game. A lot of cover, obviously. This northern zone typically, or sorry, southern zone typically tends to be very, very stacked. But if we can look at the overhead map for a second, it is insane what we see on the overhead map. So many teams in this next zone already.
And there's so much limited spots here. It's Optic Gaming. They see the other squad. They have to force the squad out here. They need to try to take this fight, but it's Dark Zero. The EMP to delete everybody's down. Who's grieving as Sharky gets Skittle Cakes knocked now too. Optic Gaming get taken out on 18th place for game number 3 here.
Wow. Who's the one team that Optic doesn't want to fight pound for pound? It's Dark Zero. Rock beats Scissors as Dark Zero dominates there, says don't you dare try and push us. Both dome shields dropped at the same time. Obviously Optic on a slight disadvantage because they were getting shot from teams from their behind. Dark Zero capitalizes.
Was that Zeta that used the EMP, said nobody gets dome here. If we can scoop up a kill, we'll absolutely take those.
Hey, if Rock beats Scissors right there, would you call TSM paper? You know what I'm saying? And Optic Scissors are chopping up that TSM paper, you know? And to make Oregon.
Not in this game now, not anymore.
You don't think so?
They're folding him in.
Not in this game, but I don't know.
I mean, right now, overall.
You think TSM is better than Optic right now?
I think Optic right now is leading for a reason right here, Fallout.
Fact.
I mean, that is look at the way they're playing. They could afford to lose right here, but they don't want to continue this on because then, at that point, they may have that bit of a gap, but we saw in the overall standings, they were tied so far within this series of group standings. So they want to maintain their lead that they could maintain from day number 1 going into the bracket stage. Currently looking at alliances to make the rotation around the high ground rock. They see the beacon that's right up there, but that beacon is being guarded and could easily be seen in the line of sight of TSM if they want to poke their heads.
That's right. As this zone starts to close in here, 17 squads left. Optic, of course, not one of them. Just got taken out. And again, things will be a little slow here. Calm before the storm. I say it often, but it's Apex game is like a roller coaster. You get the first drop, maybe some contests, a little crazy. Then things slow down, then things get a little crazy with the second drop, and then that final drop is insane, but here we go. Second drop coming through. It's Space Station trying to survive right now. Caustic Ultimate gonna not do a whole lot. They will survive, and they will live to fight another day as they get the knock on aim.
With this Nox gas has spotted so much space. Frax is chilling here, just wiping a little bit of that sweat around. You see the portal right in front of them. Who dares try to contest them inside this truck? As 100 Thieves actually in some trouble, trying to find Uchaku, who's on the other side of that rock, maybe being saved by Team Burger, who wants a piece of the action. put that on a double patty real quick. 100 Thieves get called out in the middle of that rotation as Vaxlon gets taken down.
We put some bacon on it. We put some relish on it. Team Burger is ready to consume the lobby. We know what they're capable of. We saw it in the playoffs. Some good damage coming through on 100 Thieves. Can they capitalize, though? IG's going to get taken out.
Ooh.
Clean wipe from AD. Karanpu with one. Make it two.
Who've done this? Who has done this? Who took out all those Watson fences? Was it a crypto EMP?
Had to have been.
Maybe. Well, Space Station now moving in with the dome. They needed this loot here. They're going to be able to get everything that they need currently. See, dropped now. Going to be able to utilize these death boxes. But there is a team on the other side of that dome as they go right back to the safety of this truck.
That's right. Well, hey, Space Station Gaming, another team on the fringe. Then 20.
برو ليج يا ربك ما تفرج الزين.
Controller. Let's listen.
Newcastle Watson. Are they
They're fighting here.
Are they? Oh yeah, they bubbled. Yeah, let's go for it.
Is that team still in the left building?
I don't know.
Hold on. Can we go?
I just got
No, don't die.
I'm batting. I need a mech kit. You have a mech kit?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Well, here, just take this.
These guys are. Listen, I think while they're fighting, I think we take their building right here, bro.
Okay. Yeah, I'm down.
You guys
Their
ready?
building's in. Their building's
hold
in.
up,
I'm mech kidding.
He's
Yeah. Ah, bro, we're just getting. They're just hard fighting.
Yeah, it's fine. We're gonna have to bubble.
Yeah,
across
just
probably.
go.
Come on.
Just play this right. Play the right side.
fucking building.
Take the right side. Take the right side.
وش يا رمزي سافا لطو فلاش اهو يعني هاي برو ليج هذه
We're good. Save bubble.
يا رمزي
barrel it.
I need a bat.
Start barreling.
Yes, I know. I need a bat.
USD
Is the building in?
Yes, the building is in. On me. Is in. On me.
Okay.
Listen, I have 0-2 now.
Here,
Drop
I'm dropping
bats,
two.
drop
I dropped two.
All right, we gotta be ready for that team. They might push us.
They're
I'm charging rampage.
on the wall. They're on the wall.
No, right here.
All right, should we back up out of
They're right
this?
here. They're right here.
Be careful for them to just.
They're gonna be getting pushed by zone.
Yeah,
I don't think we give them a fight there.
I shot my barrel.
I'm playing back.
They're gonna go right. They're running right.
They're vaulting. Yeah, vaulting. Listen, I think we like play a little aggro if we can out here.
Okay.
Like I don't think we just fucking let a team bully us inside.
They're gonna be right here, bro. They're gonna be right here. They have red armor. And
Can you
shit.
move this? I'm gonna shoot it.
Yeah, just shoot it. Listen, the team on the right might bully us here.
I don't even see them. They're not peeking us.
No, they're in the thing right here. Yeah. We can
Take
just play. We
that
can play
rock.
out here.
Yeah. Take that rock. Nice.
Zen, fly up.
I'm trying to look.
Yeah, they're all right here. I have Costicle. Do we have Gibeon?
There's still,
I don't have Gibeon.
there's
No.
still a team on the left.
70.
Okay. Yeah, they're right here. By the way, they're right here.
Okay.
No, they're playing back. They're playing back.
They're not in the divot.
Corner. Look at zone. Never mind. We're chilling.
I'm popping a Phoenix. They're playing back in the hugging the wall. They're hugging the wall.
Okay, we need to keep this height. They're on the left in the open on me. If you come to me, Zen.
I'm coming.
I'm watching our right, by the way.
They're just playing behind that.
By the way, I
Fine.
think they're in here, right? I'm pretty sure they are.
Yes, they're in this cubby.
Yes, I know. That's what I'm saying. Can't we like fight them? We need to fight for it, right? We could. That's free kills. I could cost.
I can go right with you, Frex. Yeah, I can go right with Frex. You need to hold the top, Zen.
Can you look
I don't
down?
have Gibeon. I don't have Gibeon.
How long?
84.
Okay. I have 0 cells, by the way.
I'm
I'm
3-1. I'm 3-1.
They have a caustic.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, if I caustic ult them, they have to at least get out, right?
All right, I have 2 arcs and a frag. Tell me when you want to swing.
Zen, you should swing. We should triple swing it.
All right, I'm nading.
I arced them.
Throwing arcs inside.
I have an arc on them.
I suck one.
I cracked 3. I cracked 3.
I can't. I have to bet.
99.
I have to bet.
You're by yourself, Zen.
They're okay. I'm back.
Play
They're all
back, play
flush. They're all flush.
Yeah, I know.
You caustic ult that.
Yeah, I did already. They're in it. They're in it.
Fuck. We're getting wrapped. Team behind us.
I backed up. Bro, just push the fucking bubble. Don't pop a fucking bat, man. They're all flesh.
That team's pushing you. Crypto, just stay inside.
And perhaps that listen in a microcosm for what's going wrong with Space Station Gaming this weekend. Not the top 10 performance we expect from them. Not on the same page.
They were doing really good in scrims there too earlier when I was checking them out beforehand, and it's difficult too because they didn't know that there was that squad that could potentially push right behind them as we see a redeploy happening right in front of Space Station's face. I mean, it's Christmas Day then at this point if you want to provide that on a silver platter. A nice little crater here for Zenile to hold on into. He's got the high ground as well on top of AD, and Team Burger, who is another team next to Space Station Gaming that's on that cusp of top 20, is on the other side of that rock. They try to fully set it up to this team, but now everybody's going into their line of sight.
Yeah, if that first knock is Christmas, well, guess what? It's a stocking stuffer. Now they get the presents. Santa Claus delivers them the easiest 3 kills of the day. But guess what? Burger is the one that's going to capitalize. They find themselves some easy KP. And guess what? SSG is right above them. Zenial ratting. I don't know if they know he's alive.
Oh man, can they see him on the rock right here? You see Crazy Raccoon on the other side of that rock here too. Just seeing a lot of the action with their Watson fences set up. Nothing for them to actually push here too.
Yep.
The red Evo shield too that Team Burger really desperately needed too because they were lackluster on terms of loop. But Zenial is not moving here. We got the strats. Nobody see anything. Everybody mind their own business.
The wings are popping out though. It's like you got the whole thing.
It's part of the rock.
Part of the rock. Yeah, no one's doing it now. Got a little wing. What are those wings over there? Eyesight is probably the most underrated statistic in Apex Legends. I mean, I gotta say so. And I gotta be honest, my eyesight, if it's a Madden rating, is like 10 out of 100 personally. That's why I'm so bad at this game.
That's why I gotta wear those contacts ready.
Yeah.
Crypto Drone gets shot from the sky here. 100 Thieves holding a bit of that high ground. Do you know that those Watson fences set up to their left? They've been seeing that squad for quite some time because they were also set up with those Watson fences right behind them, rocking the Newcastle and Watson that we've been highlighting before.
5 squads left in this one. Zone's going to pull very center circle. If you're new to competitive Apex, take a look at the top left of your screen. You'll see the line pulling as to where the zone's going to go. It's not always center circle. Sometimes it goes far right, far north, etc. For now, guess what? 5 teams, 1 rat. Space Station needs the points. Burger's alive. Zeta's alive. 100 Thieves and Crazy Raccoon. This is going to be an insane finish as all 5 teams are going to slowly collapse towards the center of this final ring.
It's going to be so tough here, too, because you have to climb on top of those rocks. Zenial's going to show up the moment he starts flying around these rocks here, too. Look at that. They already see him. Are you going to be forced into the dome here, into the open arms of the squad that's right below you? Zeta Division now having a lot of these teams in their line of sight. You see the EMP coming out there, too. Team Burger gets taken out. Was that before Space Station? That's actually absolutely huge here. Zenial's still alive on top of Sped Burgers. Now, can we get another?
Oh my God, Zenial ran!
Crazy Raccoon, you're kidding me!
He gets some help from 100 Thieves. What a play from Zenial. Already gets a shield swap. He's going to try and hide. Zeta surely is going to clean this up. Goodbye, Zenial. But getting a 3rd place finish and a couple KP right there is big. It's a game of arenas. A 3v3 fight. EU versus NA. Blow it up in the chat right now. Europe, stand up. North America, stand up.
Oh, 100 Thieves now. They have the Newcastle right there on top. What are they going to do? You're going to try to break these shields. Now you're going to be able to move all the way in with the PK. We got those PK shots landing, backing up to go for a quick reset. Now it's Onwu's turn. Tag, you're it here. And 100 Thieves take game number 3.
And you see the hype from the hype man himself, Onwu Backslaw in the middle. What a performance from 100 Thieves. They needed it. 16th place on the bubble, and they get a 1st place 12-point victory, at least 6 to 10 KP as well. 100 Thieves shows up big time, Vicky.
Now they can be really comfortable too in that top 20 spot. They absolutely needed that. Just like Space Station Gaming needed that 3rd place spot, needed that extra KP. What an end game and how intense it was for these squads, especially under Thieves, keeping themselves patient and controlled to just stay underneath that bridge no matter how many fights that were going down in front of them.
That's right. The calm before the storm for them, and that is also an underrated statistic in Apex. The ability to not get frazzled, not overcommit, and put yourself in the right position to close out a late game. 100 Thieves did it to perfection right there. Obviously, they had Godspot, they had high ground, they had a really good rotation coming through as well. They had to do it all the way from Skyhook, by the way, and guess what? An 18-point game for 100 Thieves. Big-time performance, but it's Zeta Division who gets the last laugh with 19.
I feel like Zeta Division put a wrench to a lot of our top squads there, too. Holding that top cart in the train tracks right between Lava Siphon and Harvester allow them to have the line of sight of the likes of TSM, put down the EMP onto Team Optic that actually managed to take down both those domes. So Optic Gaming were in a lot of trouble, and now we get to take a look at the 2nd page here. Yep. TSM, unfortunately, falling in 11th place.
That's right, some big names, big brands. TSM, Optic, and IG all on this page here, plus a lot of the teams from APAC region on screen. But I want to point out, Dreamfire was on the 1st page. They're doing fairly well, still top 10 in overall standings. They're about to head to their dreamland. It's Storm Point. They love themselves some Storm Point. They play that map so incredibly well. Their rotations are pristine. Expect Dreamfire to drop potential another 20-kill game 1st place finish.
I'm excited to see how, you know, that's another thing. Just seeing the way that a lot of these teams adjust between World's Edge and Storm Point is so important as we take a look at the nice posed 100 Thieves after taking that win. Look at this, Scurry putting down a lot of that damage. The fact that they were also able to get that high ground by the Vine there by Tree was also really crazy for the end game.
Alex Scurry Scala, 0 kills, doesn't matter, 1,500 damage, supporting his team. That's what Newcastle's all about. Loved playing Newcastle in ranked. Scurry, the only one playing Newcastle in live competition here. Vaxlon with 4 kills, slaying and fragging 100 Thieves with a really, really big game here. My man with the buff Valk sign is right here. He is absolutely baiting me right now. I'm going to go rip that. I will rip that sign. Give me that sign. Give it. Throw it.
You know, at least it doesn't say buff caustic. Then we're going to have a problem out here. Anyways, though, that was a fantastic time. I just seeing Game 3 and the way that these teams were able to adjust out here, Fallout, as we got more signs coming in, just trying to see if we have the opportunity. Look at this. Look at this. Oh! Oh! You just ripped the man's heart and his dreams. No more. 98% pick rate. Come on.
None of that madness. Get that out of here.
He wants another sign now.
I'll buy you a sign. I will handwrite it. You did not want me writing your sign, but hey,
look. Say buff caustic. No, no, don't put that there. Yeah. We're gonna have problems.
None of that. None of that. No. 3 games in, 100 Thieves goes big in game number 3. We're having a little bit too much fun here in PNC Arena. It's time for us to calm down a little bit. We got to throw it back to our boys at the desk. Rain Day, Genome, and James. Take it away, guys.
Thanks so much, John. Incredible start to our day 2, where we have, of course, the next 3 games to round out our final series of the day, but also our losers bracket coming up. And yeah, we're getting these lights back on in just a second. Right now, we're keeping the mood nice and relaxed for those at the stadium, which is anything but. But as we get that started, James, a lot to talk about here, and I kind of want to hit both of you up with some quick reactions before we get into highlights, but just some early thoughts on what we just saw.
There was so many things going on there. I think AD got 9 kills in that game. I think they were the team who were going for that launch and had a complete disaster. So who knows if they didn't get caught out like that, what might have happened. But what did happen is we got that Newcastle W finally, which we were waiting for. So it's nice to see some case studies there for 100 Thieves to move forward with.
We were wondering if Newcastle was going to show up. The newest legend, obviously, to be available in competitive play. Finally, we get to see a little bit of 100 Thieves resurgence, a new legend resurgence. But there's been a lot that happened at the start of Game 1, Genome, that I know you've got your eyes on, especially with TSM and kicking things off with a win there.
Yeah, we saw TSM come out of the blocks pretty well there. And what I wanted to draw attention to was how on the Valk, right? You know, he was kind of hulking it up with how they were playing it, right? And what I like about this is, you know, typically he'd been on the Wraith, all those kind of things, and now we're seeing him on the Valk, and this is great because most IGLs at the moment at this LAN are playing the Valkyrie pick. It just allows you to, when you're making those Valkyrie rotates, you don't have to worry and try and direct somewhere else. You can send it where you need to go, and you're also the character, the legend that's scouting out ahead, and it allows you to get that information directly into your eyeballs rather than having to come via the comms.
Yeah, and that kind of suits Hal's playstyle, right? Especially the way that they started off, but it wasn't just them in Game 1. Obviously, we'd see Optic have a resurgence, James, but a lot of action all around.
Yeah, we're seeing IG performing as well. They are getting some kills at least, so where they might not get the placement they're wanting for, they're getting the frags, and that's going to be important moving forward. Optic having an absolute heater in the second game, 15 kills on the board. And they're not the only team who are fragging here. We've got Dark Zero with 10 kills as well. So again, it's going to be very important for the game to come. Plenty of action, but once more we're seeing that consistency from Optic, which is no surprise, of course. But you know, they're showing people early again that we're going to be problems at the top.
The most lethal team, I think, in in-game circles. If you're betting on winning, Optic is a very good choice for that. But obviously, APAC South, APAC North starting to get involved. We saw AD, we see Crazy Raccoon coming in, making some bigger plays, Genome. Is this a sign for APAC North to start getting a little bit more excited?
Well, AD had a really good day yesterday, right? Crazy Raccoon, not so much. Very keenly missing, the absence of Raz, one of the most exciting players in Apex Legends. So I think AD definitely. I'm hoping that we see them in the winners bracket, and they'll just heat up more and more throughout the weekend.
And then, of course, Newcastle James, newest legend, gets the win here with 100 Thieves. Big moment for them.
Absolutely, and I'm not the only person who's wondering if this squad is, this composition rather, is too passive. You know, your opportunity for playmaking is not such that you might have on different teams. They're definitely going for position, going for that late game, and this time they made it work.
Does this surprise you? I think a lot have seen Dark Zero expecting to have a great result. Genome, you said you wanted to say something on this.
Yeah, I mean, we had that fantastic listen-in with Dark Zero, right? And I think what that highlighted for them was just what I like to call the restrained aggression, okay? They're not a team Empire where it's just, balls to the wall going after every single team they see, but they're so good at making space for themselves.
Right.
They're not a team, not too passive, like James was just saying, right? As soon as they find someone, they will let them know they're there. They make the space and they bully everyone else around until they have the position they want, and that's how they get to those end circles time after time.
Yeah, they seem to have a fantastic awareness about them to be able to kind of be selective, as you were mentioning, and when they need to get aggressive. Obviously, this is showed up on your stage behind you if you're here, of course, in Raleigh, North Carolina. But if you are watching at home, there's another stream going on that hasn't been equally surprising for me. I've expected Fury to perform this weekend, but first place right now, did you expect this, James?
Well, 2 of the 3 teams that we spoke about, we can see on our screen here. We'll go back to Alliance a little later, but Fury and Exo Clan first and third at present. No surprises here. Again, I think it's fantastic. I feel like in many games you'll have teams come from more remote regions to the NA and EMEA region, and they will struggle to keep up. They won't be up with the meta. You know, Apex is a unicorn in that respect. Every region has their own meta, but all those teams from far away are delivering at the top level here, and Exo Clan are showing that consistency which we were looking for at the beginning of today.
Why is that? Yeah,
well, I think it's because we have that global system, and you know, you're talking about those faraway teams, right? Sometimes in not even, you know, Apex South, but OCE, you do get a bit too close to, and you don't get that high level competition. But because Apex is able to be played across a wider region, you can have people in, so, you know, Apex South, which is probably geographically the biggest region, right? India versus, you know, a New Zealand player, right? They are so far away, but they can get together. And because of that, you have everyone from the region bringing the level up. And I think that's why they are able to compete against other geographically large regions like North America or Europe.
We'll talk about competing. I know a lot of you have been excited to support your teams here live, whether you're at the PNC Arena in Raleigh, North Carolina with us or at home. We've given you options for both. And in fact, there's an exciting new promotion and opportunity to be able to support your teams in an even more impactful way straight in game.
We'll separate winners and losers, 'cause I know everyone is here for my show.
I'm quick and you're dead.
Let me set the record straight so y'all know. I don't need to brag 'cause I know everyone is here for my show. Gonna check you real quick. I'm bout it. Homie, you can catch it all.
A great venture that is now one of the newest and hopefully a long-standing tradition here, being able to support in-game your favorite teams in the ALGS. So make sure you've done it. If you haven't already, get caught up with it because we're excited to offer it now in your Apex store. Of course, we've had a lot happen, guys. I want to get your kind of thoughts. I know you had been keeping an eye on Alliance as well, James, before we kind of get into the next part of this. Tell me what you're thinking.
Yeah, they were the last team to watch that we spoke about at the beginning of the day. Now, we were thinking, okay, maybe they've got some info from day 1, day 2 they'll come in strong. 16th, 17th, and then that last game they came 9th. Combined, they've got 6 kills. So they're not really getting any consistency there. They've gone missing, but maybe they can turn things around in match.
Is there hope on Stormpoint? Do you think a map change helps a team that obviously has potential but has been struggling?
We've definitely seen teams who can, yeah, you know, 100%, they will double their points average on one map versus another. If that's the case for Alliance, I'm not exactly sure.
That's right, yeah. Feels like they may not be a team we think of when we think of Stormpoint, but they've got 3 games to figure it out. And of course, we've got, the losers bracket coming up after this, which means it is win or go home if you're not in the top 10. But if you want to follow us, keep up to date with everything the amazing social team is doing at Apex Legends. And of course, all of our content, whether it's YouTube, whether it's live on Twitch right now, check us out at Play Apex Esports on Twitter, Play Apex Esports on YouTube, and of course on Twitch, Play Apex. We are going to a quick break. We will be back, though, with more Apex Legends Global Series Championships. We are here in Raleigh. The crowd is live and well. Make some noise, everybody, and let them know you're here. We've just got a couple of moments where we're getting the group set up yet again. Stormpoint on the way. Don't go anywhere.
Gotta kill the crypto. Nice, nice. Push forward together. Hammer kick, throw your Q, throw your Q. Push your head.
Ready. Off the bat, I'm weak.
Dead.
You got enough. You should now.
I'm coming back, I'm betting.
You just better.
6, 7, 6, 7. I'm betting. Nice.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Go, bro. Oh. All right, we should be good.
Go,
Good job.
baby. Let's
Brennan.
go, baby.
Let's go.
Herman Miller, the official chair partner of the Apex Legends Global Series.
Three games in the books, 3 remain. It's been dominated by North America. T-Squared and Glitter Explosion bringing you the action, and we move on to Storm Point. No more World's Edge. 100 Thieves coming out with that win. Newcastle, Watson, what do you think of that, Lauren?
I'm loving it, okay? When the second we saw it in the back, we were like, all right, switching things up a little bit. It seems to be working out for them, though, and now there's only 3 more games left in our groups stages, and this will determine where they're all seated in the brackets.
It was a TSM win, and then it was followed up by Optic Gaming. We had 3 different zones. You would hope, as a spectator, as a player, you would see 3 different zones all over the map here when it comes to staging. It's anybody still, but this is where it really starts to get intense, especially for teams like Alliance. You can see on the screen, trying to relax a little bit, but Hawkins is all smiles. And I love that from them because they know that they have what it takes to make it to that winner's bracket, but they have to prove themselves here in round number 3 in these final 3 games. The 3 players on your screen, you're taking a look at them, the winners from the previous match. What will they bust out composition-wise for this upcoming series?
You know what? I'm going to let them tell us because I don't want to throw out any spoilers for people that might be listening here behind us on the main stage. But another team that, I mean, obviously Optic starting off incredibly strong for the day. We need to talk about Zeta too, though. There were so many squads that stepped up here in the first 3 matches.
We had some really nice matches. We see some TSM fans out there. Crowd, how you doing? Are you guys enjoying the matches? Let's go. I want you guys to get louder when you see your favorite plays, when you see your favorite players popping off. We've been waiting for this moment. It is so nice to be here at PNC Arena on LAN. I cannot wait to get these matches underway. I'm taking a look at the lobby. Only a couple more players need to fill this one up before we get this one underway. Shirts are coming off, guns are coming out.
You gotta be comfortable while you're playing, okay? You don't want any restrictions. You know what I love those? I feel like we're starting to see, we can hear the fans cheering. The players are starting to have some fun with it here. I think they're realizing that we're reaching the end of the first stretch and heading into brackets and trying to just enjoy it while we're here.
It only is going to continue to get more and more intense, but fun is what gaming is all about. That's what Apex Legends is all about, but this is going to be an absolute bloodbath when it comes to these final circles. You saw that tree ending over towards the tail end. We had a couple unpredictable zones, especially in game number 1 when we had the staging crane ending. A lot of teams were thinking, hey, is this going to end over towards Thermal Station? No, a team like TSM hopping up on over towards the triple stack that was over towards the yellow crane. That was an exciting game number 1. Game number 2, that was overlooked. That was all Optic Gaming. They played those yellow tankers so well. They got there early and held off a lot of the teams that were coming through. Zeta Division, so aggressive, so talented, and you love to see the hand warmers coming up, Glitter. I know that you always run cold.
Don't make fun of me. It is chilly in here, okay? The hand warmers are important. You got to keep yourself warmed up and ready to go. I mean, I could use some, not gonna lie, but you know who doesn't need them? TSM. They don't need them. They've got the whole crowd.
He's a cold-blooded killer. Hal's a cold-blooded killer. He doesn't need hand warmers. He's always at the same temperature at the entire time. Take a look at Verholz busting out the caustic. You know the man can play a handful of different legends, and you love that about him. One of our best Valkyrie players that we have in all of North America, but it's nice when you could pass that on. Let the TSM chants rise, guys. Let's go.
It's going to be happening all weekend, all right? I hope they have enough of their voices left for the remaining 2 days.
You can hear a little battle going on between Let's Go Optic and TSM in the crowd. I know there's also some Team Liquid fans. We have a lot of people up here representing their jerseys, their fans, their banners. You love to see it. It's been electric. I just signed a Nessie.
You did?
I did. I pet it too.
I want to sign a Nessie.
You know, gotta.
Now I'm jealous.
Gotta, you know, take some time to, you know, get to
I'm just not as famous as you.
Gotta get to. Oh, that's not true.
One day, Tommy T.
That's not true at all.
One day.
The players are loading into the dropship. 56 out of the 60 players into this lobby. You can see what's in the crafting rotation. We still have the wingman, we still have the car, but today it's going to be the Digi-Threat, the purple shoddy bolt, and you're seeing actually the EVA 8 come out into play from 100 Thieves, which was pretty interesting. PK typically the flavor of the, I guess, current meta that we have, and here we go. Game number 4. Crowd, one more time, let's hear you for the final 3 games of group stage before we move into the losers and winners bracket matches. It is time, ladies and gentlemen. I can't wait to see if there's going to be any 50-50s. We actually saw a lot of 50-50s yesterday that we weren't anticipating, and Furia ended up sweeping their 50-50s overall.
Yeah, Furia was really, really crushing, and I think we checked in with that B stream, and they're continuing to do well for themselves today. So outside of what we've got going on the screen, we've got so many other teams that we'll be keeping our eyes on heading into brackets, having to see where they stack up against each other. But you picked 100 Thieves for today, didn't you?
I did. 100 Thieves has placed inside like the top 5, I think, every single game for the first 3 games. Ended up winning the previous game there. And taking a look, we do have, obviously, you got to give credit to 4-7. I mean, they got, as a duo, in game number 2, 3rd place with 3 kills.
Yes.
Hats off to them, honestly. It's been such an amazing run for these players, just as playing as 2. They're going to go with Caustic and Valkyrie here, mainly so they can get the rotations if they need to. And then obviously setting up and having a little bit of a big presence when you're rocking that Caustic. Here we go. It is time for Storm Point, ladies and gentlemen. Let's find out where this hot spot's going to be. It looks like it is favoring over towards the mill, one of my favorite spots to land. Don't see any teams landing on each other quite yet, but we're still early as we take a look at that map overhead.
Not only is it favoring Mill, but it's going to be favoring Optic. So this could be a scary way for Optic to start off the game. no one really wanting to be over in their areas. We continue to see folks landing here on the map. Might have seen a couple shots coming out of Bonmu over there.
They're landing on Noct. It looks like potentially you're going to have a team that's going to be contesting Optic Gaming, and the fight for Mill is going to be going down. So if we get an opportunity to see exactly what's happening on over towards the Mill, you also have Invictus Gaming, who's potentially interested in third-partying this. So there's going to be a lot of squads that make their way over here. This is a wild start. I can't believe we're getting contested right off the rip.
You know, there's only 3 games left, and you have to do something here to get yourself a little bit of a better spot on those leaderboards. So it looks like Optic Gaming is going to be in the sights of BU.
I love that we're getting action off of the rip, especially over at the hot spot. The Mill doesn't really have loot for 2 teams either, so when you go and get contested over here, a lot of the resources are going to be taken away. The way that you control that is definitely getting over towards the crates in the middle. Optic Gaming favoring the way that they were able to get out of the ship fairly early, and now they're going to be rewarded with all the loot that they need. Rocking the same composition that they always do. It's the meta. They've really set this meta when they were playing as Team Esports Arena, and now Optic Gaming is looking like they have bullied this team off. So a nice job by them securing their loot. They're going to be able to get the extended energy mag as well. That's probably going to go on over to Noct. I would give that one to the controller player if he's able to pick up that Havoc. He's going to say, you know what, I'm interested in something else. That's that purple armor directly in front of me. And it looks like, unfortunately for Invictus Gaming, no early third parties and free kill points for them.
This hot zone's working out real well for Optic, though, setting them up nicely very early on, going to allow them a little bit of freedom with the way that they play, considering how comfortable they'll be with their shields, with their ammo. They can really decide to go on an aggressive rotation and try to hunt down the squad that did a little bit of damage to them right off the rip. But we'll have to see how that ends up unfolding. This is the squad that tried to contest Optic a little bit, did the damage onto Noct, and then backed off, decided to go get their own loot, played a little bit safer here, now going to be pushing even farther away from that area, trying to keep themselves safe.
Okay, Brew has the dopest hoodies, by the way. I don't know if you guys had an opportunity to check out the sleeves on these hoodies. These things go hard in the paint. I'm going to have to, get in contact with someone from that org. Or, I'll just buy one. I won't be so cheap. They are coming from the APAC South region, and it's also, in terms of where they have placed, they have not had a good go at it so far. They've had a 20th place and a 16th place. Overall, they have 27 points, trying to land on a team that's placed 1st and 4th. When they placed 1st, they had 69 points on the Optic Gaming side. Taking a look at your top 20 players by damage. Surprisingly, you're not going to see his Watson at the top when you're seeing Furia completely pop off. If you want to watch for your play that's actually happening in the B stream, go ahead, pull up multiple tabs. Shout out to had Noko on there earlier. We have Nicewig over there, but we have a fight happening here, and it's going to be AIM Esports with the shots. That's going to be Kashera going down. Nice flatline shots across the map.
Yeah, Ascend looking like they're in a little bit of a rough spot here as AIM continues to push up. They're going to try and get that res, hopefully before AIM does end up right on top of them, able to pull it off, but the ArcStars will come in, going to have to back off a little bit. These Watson fences are going to come in really clutch for them.
Antenna, this is where TSM ends up landing. TSM's already rotated out of here. They're looking like they are going for the end spot for the zone because they've got the scan, but AIM is trying to finish off Ascend here very shortly. They have the knocks that they need. That's going to be post-kill. Going back down. Again, it's the flat line for Uaku. He's looking so smooth. The EVA 8 coming through, and that's it. Ascend, the first team eliminated, out in 20th place. Another fight taking place with Optic Gaming. Let's see if they're hunting down Team Brew, and they may have them in their sights. You can see Skittlecakes taking some damage. Noct has to go and hit the battery as well. A lot of damage being put on them. That's actually AD. It's going to be a 2-for-2 trade out. Noct coming through and barely weak as well. Duplex is going to drop. The battery is going to be hit. And this is not good for Optic Gaming over towards the down beast area. It looks like they were trying to pick this fight by going over there instead of going towards the zone.
That's what I was saying. They might have felt a little bit comfortable to take these engagements because of how looted they were so early on. Unfortunately, AD, another squad that's been very, very strong so far in this event, was prepared for this push. Everyone able to get a little bit of a reset here, backing off, trying to heal back up, and then deciding how they want to continue this engagement.
Interesting thing about AD, they placed first in round number 1, 61 points. They are typically a barometer team, so seeing them land over towards the down beast is fairly interesting, definitely switching that up. And I don't know if they were expecting Optic Gaming to go and push this one, but all 3 players have been res. You can see Parka inside of his drone, and 100 Thieves is playing on the outside of where TSM is playing. You can also see Dark Zero. They placed 5th and 6th overall, so they're looking pretty solid. The top 20 teams moving on over towards that winner's bracket. It's going to be so important to go and secure that so you can try to get top 10 and then make your way on over towards the grand finals. Gives you a huge advantage so you don't have to fight from that lower bracket.
Not gonna lie, Dark Zero was my pick for the day. Seeing if we can get a little bit of a bounce back after yesterday. And that's what we've been getting so far out of them. The second place finish in the second game of the day with those 10 kills. That was a very, very strong matchup in the final there up against Optic. So DZ has been looking strong. You notice all the teams that we're on right now, they are also safe in the next zone. So they're just gonna be comfortable here, trying to hang out, poking a little bit, but the teams that are not comfortable, we're back on board with AD, still trying to get in this engagement with Optic. Both those bubbles have been put down, and now we're gonna have to see how this plays out.
Typically, whoever the team that throws the bubble first is at a huge disadvantage. You're gonna have more time to communicate, plan your attack, and you're gonna have a little bit more cover to work with. Optic Gaming taking this fight to AD, but the height advantage for AD is a little bit. You have a head glitch that Optic Gaming can potentially use. Surprisingly, nobody's in the vicinity for a third party, so this fight is going to continue.
Once again, Optic backing off though. 2 shields, a little bit too low for their liking. Going for yet another reset, and this is going on for a little bit longer than I think either one of these teams would have really liked.
Yeah, 1000%. I mean, the thing is again, this is a secluded fight, and I think at this point they realized that if there was a team coming, they would have already came and third-partied this. So the fact that they have so much resources on the other side, you could see in that bottom right in their UI exactly what Reps is rocking. He's got 3.6. Typically, when you hear people talking about what their batteries and cell situation is, they start with batteries, then they move on over towards cells. You don't really have to go into the medkit conversation and the syringe conversation, but now you can see Brew is still taking their fight as well. And it's going to be a little bit staggered in terms of the players needing to heal. So you're going to see a potential third party coming in from Alliance on the high ground as they make their way through.
And this is against the team you were talking about before, Tom. This is 4-7 above them. 2v3 situation going on here. And you know that ideally, they probably would have liked to avoid this early on for 4-7. But Brew is intent on trying to make this push, and they do just that, making their way up onto the roof. Now it's a 2v3 situation. Brew not taking a whole lot of damage. 4-7's going to be in a lot of trouble here.
Great Caustic inside of the bubble, and you can see 4-7 getting the initial knock. It goes from a 2v3 to a 2v2 really quick. Unfortunately, not having any batteries means you're going to have to slow heal throughout all this. Can you pick up the KP? Maybe an armor swap to boot along the way. On his way down, actually skips the armor swap. You're going to see a flush coming through. Alliance comes in with the third party, and there's the skyward dive. 4-7 is just a duo. Look at that little smile, getting away with it. They're out of there.
That was huge for 4-7. You called it. Alliance was in the perfect spot to get that third-party opportunity, and that additional damage coming in from them was all 4-7 needed to really close that fight out and get themselves out of dodge. But now IG in their own engagement here up against AIM, and they are trading back and forth. The PK shots are coming out. IG down to 1. Bryn, can he hold out?
Nice move inside of the door. The knockdown shield is being played. Is the nade gonna hit? That should do some big damage, but instead that player is going to drop. Massive heals needed to be played from Brim. You can see Waku is interested in going and hitting a medkit of his own. He's gonna go and use that seer to get scans inside. Now he's gonna take the angle inside the window. Big angle coming in from Waku, and that's gonna be IG going out in 19th place. AIM is looking sexy to start.
A little sexy?
Hey, what's wrong with that? Those were sexy shots. Crowd, was that sexy? You guys are sexy. That's what you love to see coming out from AIM. They are picking up assists and kills all over the place. Now they're going to be able to be rewarded with all of this loot. No batteries, though. No big heals. That's going to be tough for their next fight, so we'll see what they're doing on this antenna side of the map. But in terms of where everyone's set up right now, you still have TSM locking things down. Next to them, that's going to be 100 Thieves. You have Dark Zero as well. Teams that are playing the outskirts right now, Optic Gaming has made their way all the way down to Cenote Cave. And you also have AD still making their way from Down Beast on over towards the mill. Coming out of Shipfall, that's going to be DNG. SSG's coming over from the launch pad area right now, so they're going to be meeting up with AIM here very shortly. There's about 4 or 5 teams in that vicinity, so AIM's going to have to hurry it up, and now you can see exactly what Optic Gaming's thought process is. They're just going to continue to get their crafting materials up. They need as many batteries as possible because of the fact that they are super low on cells, so they're going to end up having to share resources a little bit. But this is what Optic Gaming does, Lauren. They kind of just big chill. They wait for their opportunity, and next thing you know, they skyward dive to a spot. And a lot of times they're going to end up taking that fight to a team. And if they can take that fight, get those kill points, avoid the third party, they're setting themselves up for a win. But it's time to roll out.
Yeah, those aggressive rotations, something Optic Gaming is known very well for. And I do like the fact that they did finally decide to back off the little bit of trading engagement we saw them in with AD. It really was going on for too long. They needed to make a decision on what they were prioritizing, getting the rotations down, getting more loot in their backpacks, and now setting themselves up better positionally on the map. And now we're checking in with Burger and Dreamfire, both trying to hold this building. Dreamfire already taking a little bit of damage here. Going to try and hold Burger off for as long as possible.
Yeah, Burger, they've had some pretty decent placings overall. 9th place and 11th place. They've had 30 to 33 points. That's going to be knocks onto Tau, and they're looking like they are going to finish these players off. Not really taking much damage on the opposite side. It's going to have to be empty with the battery. You can see the angles being taken by Waltzy. They didn't get the res quite yet, obviously, because he's been flushed out. That's the bag right there. They're looking for the armor swap, but it's going to be a 2 versus 3. The bubble does go down. Nice PK shots for 99. Looking for some more. Cracks one player on the enemy team. Meanwhile, Hal in your kill feed picking one up, and that's going to be Brew getting eliminated, and Dreamfire ends up holding with this duo. They get Tau's banner. That's going to be big for them if they can get out of here, but they're going to have to maybe skyward dive and eventually find somewhere to get the respawn through.
Ooh.
Space Station Gaming on the outskirts. Meanwhile, TSM popping off in the kill feed. That's going to be Orthos Fang going out. Jen Burton from Dark Zero is going to be able to help with that one. And now we're down to 16 squads remaining, starting to get into those placement points area once you get into the top 15.
Really, really solid job on behalf of Dreamfire for the ability to hold off that push from Burger, recover the banner, and know when to leave, get themselves potentially that res, hopefully that res, and then get themselves a lot safer from here. TSM looking to see if they can clean up anything. Kind of just hanging out here. They've been in a solid spot in the zone from the beginning, so they haven't really had to force anything yet.
Team Burger now coming back to take control of the building that they were originally in, taking that fight. And now they're just going to continue to share resources overall. Now taking a look at the zone, it pulls away from TSM where they were anticipating. So TSM's going to have to make a rotation, and it's pulling hard south over here, kind of towards where Burger actually is. So this is big for them. Another team that's looking like they're in a solid spot, that's going to be Space Station Gaming coming outside of the launch pad area. There's also a potential fight taking place between AD and Zeta Division, and that's right on cue. We're hopping on board with them. Dark Zero gets eliminated in your kill feed. That's going to be Jen Burton as the last player alive for them. Now we have 9 Impulse. He's going to be rocking the Bangalore, the smokes, and I believe he had a Digi threat to boot, so that's going to be a pretty big advantage for them. But there's multiple teams, plus those pesky little prowlers are coming in to get involved.
Look at the split that Zeta Division has going on right now. They're going to be pushing in on AD, already dealing so much damage with the card. They do lose Impulse, though. Try to back off just a little bit, wait for that bubble to go away, give them a little bit more line of sight into this area. Now Zeta Division, someone we were talking about earlier, not finishing outside of the top 6 today, and this is why. One does go down, getting the res on Zeta, not getting pushed for it either or punished in any way, shape, or form, so this could give them opportunity to reset.
There's so much fighting that's going to happen over towards this north-hand side. You have 4-7 there. You have a nice thermite that's being put on top of that rock right there. Now Zeta's going to send this one. They have the smokes. They're going to continue to try to push with that type of advantage. Medkit is being popped. Sunset's going to make his way on over towards the roof. 8 seconds to the next scan. He's going to try to hold off as long as possible. Also has a frag grenade if he wants to use that one. That player sneaks away with 1 HP, but Impulse is on top of it. Now it's going to end up being all up to Sunset. He's going to go for the res, but it's just a fake res, and then they get sent on. You can see how bad he wanted to get that one up, but he was not able to get his player involved, and now it's up to AD to heal inside of the building. EMP is coming through, and they're going to back off anyone in the vicinity. That's 1IQ trying to make their way over there for that third party, but look at the job of fending off the third party. Nice job recovering, and you know, that's why you got to loot as fast as possible in those situations, right? Everyone knows, like, when you're playing with your ranked teammates and they're just sitting there looting and looting, well, hey, there's people that are coming in to take you down, okay? You got to get ready as fast as possible. 1IQ is involved in this one, and they're desperately trying to get in through the creases of the roof to find the foot shot. But just as a duo, it's a little bit difficult. They understand the situation, and they're going to skyward dive on out of here as well.
Yeah, if they were going to make that push in for the third party, they needed to be in there a little bit faster. Due to the 2v3 situation, AD was pretty low, but like you said, quick shield swaps and getting themselves in a much safer spot. They too are going to go for that skyward dive, go for some new positioning considering they are pretty far outside of the zone. And speaking of skyward dives, this is when everyone's doing it, Tom. We've got Alliance trying to find some new positioning, everyone really pushing in towards the zone as it's continuing to shrink down, looking for some real estate to hold until the next shrink comes in.
And this is where you have to have practice making perfect, right? Alliance finds a little bit of a crevice here. They're inside of the zone as well. I want to do a quick listen-in with Alliance and find out what their comms are like.
I'm healing. Steer ult if you need to. Steer ult if you need to. Yeah. Take a shot. Let's loot here. Bats and stuff for me. I'm
You loot first. I can take the ult on.
This is not in anymore. That's good. Yeah.
We have a threat here, that's it. Win.
Peek on me. Oh, we're in. We're good. We can take the building then. We take the building and play both. Play both. I'll play here. You
they got bombardment. West.
On height.
West.
Okay. Can you look on it?
There's a team right here. They're moving in. They're gonna fight. We might get kills.
Okay.
Go for angles. I cover you guys.
Whereabouts?
It's right here. Right my marker. Behind
team
here.
above
though. Team above.
Yeah, we should just play for the small building. Play for the small building here.
Yeah.
I think you play the small building time-wise.
Yeah, I go for it.
They're resting behind us in stone.
Yeah,
Get this fucking KP.
Yeah.
Get this fucking KP.
Okay. It hurts, zone hurts.
40 flash.
14 flash. He died. Got him.
Nice, though. Some more ammo.
No. Push up above
There's
you
heavy
guys.
here. 220 heavy.
Don't need that.
A lot of heavy. I might have to swap them.
They are on the roof, peeking.
They're still in there as well. Should be fine for now. Yeah, we just hold both here. If they fight on top, we can queue up, so we're just gonna hold bottom for now.
Keep scanning around, vibes. Give us info.
Over here, so they have to move. These guys have to move.
Yeah, give me the shield. They could just move here, though. They could just move here. Wait, hold on.
No, they're not in, are they?
They're in here, though. Yeah, they're in here.
Okay. This should try and shoot them.
But there is still in a sway position.
66 Newcastle.
There's the team playing the cave.
That's
Watson
fine,
team.
That's fine.
Nobody can come from this side, right? Yeah, we're good here.
Lots of decisions needing to be made here by Alliance. They've got 100 Thieves on their side, TSM on Overwatch right above them, and they are trying to find what position they'd like to focus on from here. They're right on the edge of this zone, so they'll be able to hold it for a little while, but as more teams are trying to push their way and finding positioning, Alliance is going to see if they can maybe pick them out of the sky, and as soon as they step within the sights of TSM, they are punished for it.
Without a Gibraltar, they need to play a little bit safe. I love the change to go and have Hockeys go on to Horizon, and then also we know how powerful Yuki can be on Valkyrie. He was currently playing in the previous series and the previous day on Caustic. Meanwhile, AD, they're on the ropes. That's going to be Crazy Raccoon with double knocks. Nice job by them, looking to finish off the last player. Meanwhile, you can see in the bottom of your screen, Space Station Gaming's getting involved, and that's going to be Fennel getting eliminated. Also, throughout all of that, when we were doing our listen-in, AIM dropped by AD, Optic Gaming, they're dropped by 100 Thieves. Now Burger picking up some kills along the way too. Burger, one of our crowd favorites over here. They're gonna get into Crazy Raccoons and looking with the Kraber, trying to find some dome pieces. Is he gonna be able to land the shots? And 119 to the Gibby in the body. That reinforce is definitely coming to play right there, saving him a little bit more of HP, but Burger is interested in waltzing forward. You can see the barrels are coming through. R301 PK in the back pocket, looking for some more. Not going to be able to find the headshot right there. And now things are just going to slow down temporarily as the teams are trying to posture, force them into one another, and play these final circles. In terms of where that circle is going to pull, 100 Thieves sitting pretty. Meanwhile, TSM, they are above Alliance. That was the team directly above them. And nobody knows that they have them in their sights. Jaro's looking for a potential knock and trying to spoil someone's game.
Like you said, a little bit of a reset there from the squads that we were just keeping our eyes on, but Alliance and TSM still on the high and low ground right near each other. You can see some shots being traded, those charge rifle shots coming out of reps from on high. Everyone, though, knowing that on that side of the map, they can play it safe. They can wait for everyone to have to push in. You can see on the minimap, SSG, Burger, Crazy Raccoon's not where they want to be right now. So as they push their way in, everyone that has managed to stay towards that northern side of this will be a little bit safer.
I like the play to get rid of the Kraber there. It's only 2 shots left in there anyway, so if you can just continue to advance when the zone's coming, if you end up missing your shot, you're basically putting your team in a 2v3 situation. So now Team Burger is going to force the bubble out by the enemy team. They're going to continue to have to advance. Meanwhile, Space Station Gaming is flying in the air, looking for a spot to land. TSM's going to have to deal with Alliance on over towards the side. And meanwhile, 100 Thieves just sitting there, waiting for their opportunity, pushing everybody away from them. Let's do a quick listen in with Team Burger.
They're on us. 20 on Watson. 90 on Watson. We're going to walk it in left. We're going to walk it in left. Back up. Crack Watson. Crack Watson. Means down. They're on me. They're on me. They're on me. Rat, crack Watson, Watson dead. There's a rat, there's a rat, there's a rat. Rat dead. I got killed. Shield. Fuck. Yes.
Team Burger goes down, Detonation goes down, Alliance takes out TSM, AD is out, Crazy Raccoon, 100 Thieves, Alliance, Space Station Gaming, those are your 4 teams left. One team's playing as a duo. Once that bubble goes down, Alliance is going to be all over these players.
Alliance looks very comfortable, Shield's very healthy, Crack's coming out with the Spitfire. This is going to be a very, very close game. Alliance has a great positioning, but 100 Thieves also on the outside. SSG could potentially be in the crosshairs of both of these squads.
Yeah, they really are, and you can see not a lot of kills, but in a great spot is 100 Thieves, trying to force these 2 teams directly on top of each other. Vibes is taking a very aggressive off angle. Meanwhile, Frex and Drop, they're directly next to Yuki and Hawkes. What's gonna happen here? As you can see, Drop gets dropped, and now it is up to Frex as he's next to Yuki and Hawkes again. And again, 100 Thieves is on the outskirts, just waiting over towards the grab cannon, waiting for their opportunity to strike and potentially win back-to-back games. They took game number 3 on World's Edge, trying to do it here in Storm Point. See the patient play coming out from 8th place Space Station Gaming, desperately needing these points.
Frex making the right call here, but you can see Alliance a little bit with a 2-1 split here. Vive's trying to play an off angle, seeing if they can maybe get some damage down onto the 100 Thieves squad. We're going to be trading shots for a while here until they are forced to collapse on each other. Vive's finally making the rotation over to join the rest of the team, and now it's essentially just a straight 3v3, but this is the opportunity for Frex to potentially play Spoiler.
Yeah, he's going to play Spoiler onto Alliance. That's perfectly placed because you can see exactly where Alliance is going to have to drop. Meanwhile, you know that they have the Newcastle, and the truck is looking solid. You're going to see the interception pylon come in. The Watson generator going to help them avoid any of the projectiles that are coming through. But it's going to be Hockey's taken to the air. He's flying in like Michael Jordan out here. He's getting a double knock. He's looking for the win. He's taken down, and that's 100 Thieves going out. Frex is coming through for the 2nd place, and Alliance taking game number 4. And they're hyped.
Fantastic showing by Alliance. They did exactly what they needed to do. They pushed at the right times, and that is why the Horizon was so clutch for that end game moment for them. We were talking about how they switched up a little bit when we were back in the green room, and that just proved why they did it.
Nobody was expecting Hawkes to come in and flying in like that with the shots. I believe it was the flat line in the PK, just plunking 100 Thieves, and you could see they're just lost. They have no idea what happened right there, and rightfully so. It looked like they were going to take 1st place for sure. Instead, Frex takes 2nd place for Space Station Gaming. They had the wall down, they had the interception pylon down, but nobody was looking above.
And honestly, we said that Frex could play Spoiler. Instead, you were talking about how they needed the points. He did the perfect rat strat, did get them that 2nd place finish. It's going to be huge for SSG moving forward. They have to be happy with that one.
The devious rat strats, they come out in Space Station Gaming, getting awarded 14 big points, but nobody with a bigger game than Alliance. 21 points, 9 kills on the board. They really needed that overall. They were 8th place with 34 points in round number 1, 13th place with 20 points in round number 2. We'll find out exactly what they are in the overall leaderboard, but 100 Thieves has to be kicking themselves. They were in great position to win that game.
And look how spread out these kills are, too. I mean, you've got 8 on AD, 5 on Burger, 8 on AIM, who only ended up with 2 placement points. And this was an aggressive game from top to bottom. And then, of course, since the first page of teams really kind of point sponged those kills, not as many points to go around for the squads here on the 2nd page. And that's gotta be a little bit disappointing for the likes of Optic, Dark Zero. Some of these squads that we've seen have really strong performances already today.
We were wondering what that would do for Alliance on the overall leaderboard. They bump up from 14th place to 7th place, but 100 Thieves, 10 points ahead of Zeta Division. They're looking pretty solid, but this is a very close leaderboard once you get past them.
impressive so far today from all of our teams Alliance. So like you said, huge jump up for them. You know they're going to be happy with that. Only 2 more matches now left in group stages for anyone to really make a difference when it comes to their placement into those brackets. So this has to feel good. AIM also making a jump up. Detonation Gaming even just getting a little bit more done here work-wise, but we'll have to see how things continue to unfold. That was a great first game on Stormpoint.
You can see at the top of your screen, it was a great game. A versus D. We have on the B stream, Group B versus C. After these final 2 games on Stormpoint, we're moving on over to our bracket play, which is when things are really going to pick up. And that's so big for Alliance because they're sitting right in that middle area, right? If you figure you're averaging around like 10th place for both of your rounds, there's multiple groups that are going on. You need to kind of get in that 5th place area for your group when you assume everyone's kind of being around the same points. That's going to put you in that top 20.
Listen, I saw a tweet from Yuki after yesterday, okay, saying that this is a position they're used to being in. They just have to kind of do Alliance things and get themselves into that winner's bracket where they want to be. And so far, after that performance, they look like they could potentially be doing that.
It's going to be really interesting to see how that panned out, and I'm really interested to see how much damage all of these guys had on the Alliance squad because they were really popping off. Remember when they were down below TSM, they flew in, we saw 3 different skyward dives that were taking place. We didn't know who was going to pick the right place. Alliance takes that, they fight off and fend off TSM, and now we get an opportunity to see how much these players were actually popping off. The big 2K for the leader of this team. Hockey's coming through with the 6 kills. That play to use the grab lift to take over towards the height, that was a ballsy play.
And it was what they needed in order to get the dub here. Yuki also at almost 2K damage, 1,200 revives. I mean, this is just impressive. This is what we were hoping for out of Alliance too. Even though they started off a little bit slowly here today, this is the bounce back they really needed.
There's the man on your screen, the IGL for Team Alliance. One of the most successful teams in the EMEA region. 2 more games remain to see if they're going to be moving on over towards the winner's bracket. They're going to need more performances just like that. And I feel like after getting that win under their belt, they're going to be feeling really good. But what great in-game leaders do is they make adjustments. That's exactly what Alliance has done with their composition. It's nice to see him busting out the horizon. But we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we're going to have game number 5.
I got no more nades. You got one nade for me?
No, last nade.
Drop me one.
Play the arms up.
Go. I didn't go. Kill now.
Send it.
I did 101. Bark low. Sending.
Lock out. Pay for lock out.
I did 100 them. Let's go. Now. Let's go. We're now, yeah. We're okay.
Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the Apex Legends Global Series.
I've got everyone's back. Think you can break through my defenses?
We are back live from the PNC Arena. The first 3 games on World's Edge dominated by North America. EMEA gets on the board as Alliance takes game number 4, T-Squared and Glitter Explosion, bringing you the action. And 2 more games remaining in group play. Group play, excuse me. Anything can happen here.
It really, really can. However, I have to give you a little bit of props, okay, because one, your pick in 100 Thieves is being wildly consistent. They haven't placed outside of the top 6. So
cái cô
That's going to be the hot spot coming through. It looks like Optic Gaming is going to be free over towards that mill side. Space Station Gaming going on over towards Launchpad and potentially getting contested. Is that Brew again?
that's what I'm thinking. I was trying to figure that out.
I don't see them on the map anywhere, so this could be a 50-50 off the rip between the team that got second place last game.
This could be the choice that they've made. Yeah, Space Station trying to nail some pot shots here. And it is. It's Brew drops taking out Oki, so that is where they decided to back off. Didn't want to deal with Optic. Instead went over to Launchpad, but now have to deal with SSG. And once again, it's not working out in their favor.
Nothing is worse than when you're playing in a tournament and you do not have a spot to land. This is so tough for Brew because now, in game number 6, they're going to have to pick a different spot because this just really didn't work out. Drop, getting those free kill points. You can see them kind of laughing for how free that was for them, and that's just so unfortunate for Brew. They have not been able to find their spot. When you take a look at the map, almost every single POI is taken. The only spot they could potentially go on over towards would be Shipfall, but you have AIM over there as well. You have Gal Station being taken and Fish Farms being taken by DF. So those are the potential spots that they could go, but I don't know what's going to happen with them. As we take a look at the zone, it moves on over towards Stormcatcher. So the rich get richer. Space Station Gaming gets 3 free kills to start, and then Alliance gets the zone pulling over towards them.